Good morning. Good morning. Over the agenda. At 8:30 this morning, we will reconvene the Wayne County Board of Equalization and Review meeting. Should be short. I don't think we've got anybody coming in. We'll still do that. I've got the invocation. Mr. Daughter, you got the pledge. And we'll have approval of the minutes. So we need the discussion of the adjustment of the agenda. Mr. Good. Mr. County Manager.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. There is no change to the agenda.
That's a first.
You said wait.
Oh yeah. Oh, there is.
There you go. There you go.
There is one under special presentations. James Wade, our director of the Maxwell Center, is sick this morning, so he was sick yesterday. Called me last night, and he will not be in attendance.
So we're marking that out?
Yeah, we'll do that at our next meeting.
Any changes from the commissioners? All right, then we'll have our employee service plans, and then we'll go into our special presentations. We got Dr. Walker coming over this morning.
Yes, sir. Dr. Walker will do the presentation with respect to the Advanced Manufacturing Center and our role with developing that on the campus of WCC.
Okay. Then we'll have the farmers market update. Kevin Johnson will be over for that.
Yes, sir.
Public comments, appointment committee.
Yes, sir.
How many? Five. Wow. Y'all guys are working hard this morning. Budget amendments.
Yes, sir. The first budget amendment is for the jet port. They are asking to increase the jet fuel and ag gas line items. They have analyzed the usage so far this year and expect the usage to go up in the spring. And they are also expecting additional revenue, so they're offsetting that with the revenue. For services on aging, they received a small increase in their senior health insurance information program, and they are asking to anticipate and appropriate that for salary for part-time help. The library, they have received a grant from the American Library Association, and they were one of 25 in the nation to receive this. They do have a small amount of money coming in the amount of $300, but there's also some other non-financial benefits that they will receive from this grant.
Did you say this is one of the few in the nation?
She told me that they were one of 25 in the nation to receive this grant.
Looked like they could give more than $300.
Well, that's why I pointed out the other benefits. For the sheriff's office, they've received some monies in controlled substance tax in the amount of $31.53. For the sheriff's office, they're asking to increase the 401k line item by $9,650, and as you can see, they are taking it out of some of their current expenditure allocations. For social services, requesting to increase professional services by $6,110, and they're going to take that out of an existing line item. They do have some monthly service charges that they have used more frequently this year, like LexisNexis and their shredding company, and the indirect cost plan as well. Another one for social services, requesting to increase temporary help, $25,047. They are taking it out of some existing line items, and this is related to the energy programs. They have started utilizing the interns and temporary staff earlier in the year, so we did exceed budget estimates on that expenditure. For social services, requesting to increase the legal fees by $32,127. They have been annualizing those line items to see what the remainder of the year would project to, and they do need an increase. They're taking it out of the daycare line item, and it is state reimbursable by 50%. They have, I think, had an increase in child and adult protective services cases. For economic development, we are asking to anticipate $6,050 out of fund balance and appropriate it for the purchase of land for economic development purposes. For For fleet management, requesting to anticipate and appropriate $13,200 in additional revenues and expenditures. They actually have collected more revenues than this, but they feel like this will get them through the year as far as the expenditure side of it. So that line item's doing.
And we've had, one of the things the board's asked about, are we making money? Is it cost beneficial to do that? And Kendall's given me that report, and I'll share that with the board. But we are doing well in fleet management.
For the library, requesting to anticipate and appropriate an additional grant, the LSTA EDGE grant, and this will be used to purchase additional computer equipment for the library. For 4-H, they're asking to reallocate line items within the after-school program and decrease it from the temporary help. They have some end-of-year programs that they would like to do for the after-school program, so they are going to just reallocate those line items within the grant. For services on aging, this one, it looks a little long, but it is grant-related. It is related to the Eastern Carolina Council monies for general and Medicaid transportation. They have, I think, been working with ECC and need more funds for the medical transportation than they do in general, and they've also received some additional funds for the medical transportation. So all of this is to reallocate those funds in the different line items to medical transportation. We did, as a part of that increase, have to do a small match, and you'll see a fund balance appropriation of $217. So it was very minimal, and we did take it out of their 116 fund balance, so it didn't hit the 110 general fund. For Cdbg, we have two here, number 460 and 461. The first one is to reverse an earlier budget amendment that we brought before you for RSM Harris, the professional services. We are actually moving all of this activity to a different fund to account for it. So we're requesting to reverse this one, and then on number 461, we're anticipating the entire grant in the amount of $16,940,000 and moving it to that Fund 266 that we plan to track all the activity in.
And just to let you know, Chip is not here this morning because he is in Raleigh working with Mike Sprayberry and the Cdbg. They're kind of having a county-wide discussion on why some of the funds have been slow to be distributed. So that's why Chip is not here this morning.
I hope he has some success.
I think there's some movement, hopefully, at the state level now. So I'm more hopeful at this point than I have been in the past.
You know, that really is pitiful. They've got $200 million and they have not distributed any of that. I mean, that is, somebody really needs to be held accountable for that. And it is on the state level that they're holding these dollars.
Well, and we've done nothing really but be an intake, a housing intake at this point. We've not been able to distribute any funding for buyouts or repairs.
But the problem here is the perception in the community is it's the county that's not doing our job, and it's not us.
Well, from my understanding is the state has not even had their plan approved by the feds yet, and that is one of the reasons why we cannot distribute funds for these programs. So,
if I may interject, Joel and I went to a meeting the other day at the Intake Center. They're not even prepared to do the blitz yet because they are waiting to move into the next facility out of the Wayne Center. But the workers from the state level have been very distraught. The application process, guys, is 26 pages. It is no less than 8 hours of multiple visits. These people have to go, there is a laundry list of what they have to take, but there are oftentimes multiple trips to the Register of Deeds and other places. So the local state workers wanted you to know, I mean, some of them were in tears because of how difficult this has been for them. They are doing their very best and they're trying to push this, but, and Chip and I had a conversation afterwards because he was there as well. We have less than a third of the people that have even been there to start the process, and with it being a 26-page application process, it's daunting. So there's things that we're going to try to do to help them push the word out, and it's a collaborative effort. But just so you know, there are some workers that are very upset about how long this is taking, but they're working hard. So it's coming from beyond that.
Thank you for voicing that. I had some contact with that application. When you start working through it, it'll make you laugh. I mean, you can't. It's just beyond belief. So.
But sadly, the small business loan that is out there that is basically a free loan is a 3-page application.
I was asking Mr. Honeycutt, is CHIP's meeting today a result or carryover from yesterday's meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I do believe it is.
Good.
Because I did have a call from Mike Sprayberry last night. Wanted to ensure that we had somebody from the county represented at that meeting, and I told him, I said, we had a board meeting this morning, but Chip had already planned to be there.
You know, an application like that, it's almost as though they're trying to discourage people to go through the process.
The media reported yesterday that South Carolina will have finished by the end of December all the money that they got.
We hadn't even started.
I wonder if it's the same application used nationwide, or is it the same? Do we have something different in North Carolina? I'd really be interested to know that.
I think it's the same. My understanding is the consultant at the state level has not, our resiliency plan had to be approved by the feds to start spending the money, and our plan has not been approved yet. So that's the only thing we can do at this point is do the intake. And
like I asked you earlier, has it even been submitted?
Yeah, I think it's been submitted, but I don't think it's been approved, and so I think it was kicked back. So that's my understanding.
I feel for those people out there that haven't got anything. All right, moving on.
Okay. For the Maxwell Center, we are asking to allocate $78,135 from contingency. This is to cover some operational expenditures that were not budgeted in the beginning, and then to cover the remaining employees that have been hired since the Maxwell Center director was hired.
Are we fully staffed out there now?
We were fully staffed.
See, must have hired somebody else. Okay.
Yeah, that part-time position, that was an intern. That was.
I was thinking about the other position that turned over.
Okay, that one has not been filled yet. I'm sorry. I forgot about that one.
Okay.
And the final budget amendment is for EMS and WayNet. We have our insurance renewal that took effect as of April 1st, and it has increased, so we are reallocating that from some of their existing line items. Some of the factors contributing to the increase was the addition of the Antioch Fire Department building and the addition of new vehicles.
Okay.
And that's all I have.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, next up, we've got to approve the funding contract for the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. I understand this is pass-through money, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That this board has to approve.
Yes, sir.
And there was something in there that wasn't in there
Yes, that was Connect 4,
Yeah, that's right.
restitution, and Carol and I both spoke to Sudi about that.
I saw it, too.
And it was fine. She's got some other things going on, so she actually didn't request the funding.
Yeah, she explained it to me.
Okay.
Okay, then we got the motion to approve the Arrington Fire Department loan consolidation.
Right, and this has to be approved by the Board of Commissioners to make you aware of what they're doing. It will result in less payment, but in more years on the loan, so.
And the county has no liability.
Yes, sir.
All right, then we'll have the county child fatality prevention team annual report.
Thanks. And Carol is passing that out.
And this too is just something that we need to approve.
Right, yes, sir.
This is generally not something that he presents to you, just
Make sure.
whatever it may be.
Same one I got in my book. All right, any questions on that? Then we'll move on to new business. We've got Ella June Hannock coming in, the National Drive Pelt Champion from
I'll let
79 years old.
Carol tell you about LG.
This little phenom is definitely coming in. Craig and I were amazed to watch her the weekend before the Masters on national television, and she's from Pikeville. She's a Wayne County native. She is, when you read the resolution, which our chairman has up there, you'll see that her accomplishments have just been incredible, and she is thrilled. She and her parents both are thrilled that the county is doing this for her, and we're basically going to make today her day. She's amazing.
I also watched that on the weekend before the Masters. She's just cool as a cucumber. I mean,
She is.
walk up, look at it, bam.
You see how many events she's already won, her ranking, all of that. And when I say Craig and I watched it, he was in Alamance, I was in Wayne County, but we were texting. Just so you know.
Did you want me to read this and then come down and present her?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll
sir.
read it from up here then.
That'll be great. And then, but we'll bring the family up
Okay.
at that time.
So she can have her picture taken with everybody. Okay. We can do that. And let's see, and then we'll have a presentation of Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting. And I think you're going to take care of that.
I will do that, and with pleasure, and very proud to do that. It's our comprehensive annual financial report. This is Wayne County's 22nd year in a row of receiving this award. So a lot has to be said for Allison and her staff and the work that they've done to make sure that we can qualify. And it really is a huge accomplishment, especially for 22 years in a row.
Very good. Look at her grinning over there. And then we got the motion to approve the proposed increase in health insurance opt-out payment to $1,500 for the 18-19 budget.
Currently, if an employee wants to opt out of the health insurances provided by the county, we offer them an incentive of $1,000. So we thought to maybe encourage a few more people, we would up that to $1,500 and before it is time for our renewals.
Mr. Chairman, is the opt-out for just the employee? So the employee could opt out if, as an example, they could go under somebody else's insurance. Is that
Right.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's an incentive, so we don't have that $850 a month if they can be covered under somebody else.
Only if they could be covered under somebody else.
We have to prove that they are covered under somebody else.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the rest of us just comments and for the county manager and the commissioners, and we are going to need a closed session. We don't have time to do anything between now and 8:30.
You could. Maybe. Yeah, we could start.
Can we be late on the equalization and review?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, then we'll go ahead. And for what reason are we going to closed session?
Going in to discuss the location and expansion of industries in the county, to discuss and direct your staff on the possibility of purchasing property, and to consult with me to retain client privilege.
Is there a motion to go into closed session? Motion on the floor, any discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand.